speaking of polls, let's get to Lichtman and Cenk Unger on
Yes.
Piers Morgan show, which, by the way, I think might just go down in history as one of my favorite. I was like laughing about this so many times.
But in all seriousness, though, Piers should, and I love what Sank did. I do, and you guys are gonna love this clip. But Piers should have had someone like me on because Alan's dodging me. We offered a third party. We could have Chris Cuomo do it. We can have whatever left-wing lunatic he prefers. They can do it. I'll go on MSNBC. But the problem is he's running all over the place, smearing almost 80 million people, and it's pissing me off. And I want this cowardly old hack to get his crusty ass in front of a camera across from me, someone who knows modeling, somebody who understands psephology, so I can dissect him like a piece of shit that he is in 30 seconds. But he won't do it because he's a coward.
Let me play the sound. Play the sound, and so you'll see Cenk Unger and you'll see Lichtman like in his 13.
Freaking comb over's gonna fall off, Alan.
Watch this. This is amazing.
Don't blame the voters. I think, look, we could get into this discussion, but one, I think you're blaming the voters. I think that's a terrible idea. And look, I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
Couldn't
not
find
right,
him before
and
the
I was
election.
not wrong, and that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be taking cheap shots at me.
Who won?
You want to make your point,
live
make your
in
point.
a total
Don't make
world
it
of
personal.
denial.
I read your own followers' comments, and they all trashed you, every one of them, and supported me.
Yeah,
so quiet with your personal attacks.
Come find out again.
Make whatever point you want. Don't make it personal.
You don't know anything. You don't know anything.
You attacked me personally.
You're so deluded.
Oh, right. I've only been a professor for 51 years.
On this program, I've never been able to finish a thought.
How many books have you published? No, because you're personally attacking me again. Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to stand for
brother,
personal
you got it wrong.
Say
you were
whatever
preposterously and stupidly wrong. So, okay, all right. Can I just finish a goddamn thought ever on this show?
No, not if you're personally. I admitted I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
Can I just say, it's great to see you Democrats all getting along so well.
Who taught you manners?
It's lovely to see a post-election harmony as you all come together again.
Hey, Alan, right now. Hey, Alan, you deserve a tall glass of shut-up juice, so can you just shut up for a second? And let someone who knows what they're doing.
You're so right, Piers. You're so right. We're so unified right now.
You want, I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that. You don't boost
blasphemy against you? Who the hell are you? Are you Jesus Christ, you loser? Okay, can I just give the correct answer for once?
What are you, Jesus Christ?
I know. So look at Rich. Look at this. So this was him on Twitter.
I told you these cowards were going to do this. We've been texting about this. He's a coward. He's not leaving at a protest from Musk. He's leaving because he's a coward, because he's professionally and personally humiliated. And none of these people in the ruling class know a little word called accountability. Do you hear what he said? Let's dissect a couple of things that he said real quick. All right. Who are you? I've written 14 books. I've written 14 books. Chicken. That's all I hear out of this guy. I've 14 books have been published in this many journals. That's all they know how to measure success by. Not whether or not what they published was correct, not whether what they published was right or wrong, or had any insight into the common modeling of what, or the modern day modeling of what we're doing. No, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is that he gets affirmed by his peers, who are also a bunch of dumbass morons who can't do their jobs either. So this is the political class we live in, Sean. This is why we're in the problems that we're having are because we are ruled by a bunch of morons like him who pat each other on the back every time they do a bad job, and they're never held accountable. He can't stand to be held accountable in any public square, whether it's online or it's in real life, IRL, baby. So he's going to get off of X. He's going to go to the blue X, whatever that is, where they can all go deeper into their bubbles, make the bubbles layers a lot thicker so they can't hear anything at all. And they're going to just keep doing this until somebody stops them, which is why I do what I do. Honestly, it's the only reason. We live, or we should, in a meritocracy. This country was supposed to be a meritocracy. Alan Lichtman is part of the artificial aristocracy that Thomas Jefferson constantly feared and warned about arising in this country. A bunch of hacks like him who belong to a ruling class who don't actually do their jobs well and lead the country down the primrose path. And that's what Alan Lichtman did.